Hi there, Bill McDonald welcoming you to the Mt.Gravatt lanes in Brisbane. It's the grand final day for the Coca-Cola 10-pin Classic. Once again joining us, as he has right throughout the series, Glenn McFarlane, former Victorian Tasmanian State coach. Well, this is the moment of truth. It's come down to this after 13 weeks. We've got Carl Bottomley and also Michael Little from Queensland. How do you separate the two on form?
Well, Bill, how can you separate them? This is a match that we've all been waiting for. We've got Michael, who's a young gun of the tournament. Should he take it out, he'll become the youngest ever winner of the Coca-Cola Classic. But then on the other hand, we've got the big shooter, the high roller, that's Carl Bottomley. I can't wait for this one.
Well, there you go. We've got a storm brewing here on the lanes, and there's a big storm brewing outside as well, making the conditions very hot, very humid. So it's going to be a real test for these two players. Let's have a closer look at them as they warm up. Michael Little is the youngest competitor in this year's Coke Classic. He ranked in the top 5 juniors in Australia and has already played for the Queensland adult team with distinction. His performance at the 1997 Nationals saw him win a position in the Australian All-Star team.
For the last couple of years, I guess, I've sort of been bowling against this sort of competition, so I sort of know some of the guys, but yeah, it's pretty good to be out there with them. I reckon I'll be pretty nervous to begin with, but after a few frames, I reckon I'll get settled in pretty well.
Carl Bottomley has bowled a perfect 300 game on 7 occasions. He's won the Cool Foam Classic 3 times and is a regular Australian team representative. Carl topped off a fantastic 1996 with 3rd place in the World Cup.
It's got to be treated as just another day at the office. Every day you walk into a centre, you've just got to treat every day as a new day and take things one step at a time. I've done reasonably well in the past, but not exceptionally well, and I'd like to walk out at least feeling I bowled as well as I possibly could.
So it's come down to 2 players for the right to be crowned the Coca-Cola 10-pin Classic champion. And fittingly, I think you'll agree that both these players are in the final. Joining us once again in commentary for her expert comments, Sue Castle, the Australian team bowler. And Sue, do you have any prediction, or how do you see this one?
Look, I don't think, you know, regardless really of whoever wins, it's going to be probably the best match that we've seen to date. Carl has been absolutely fantastic during this whole tournament. And by so has a current tournament average of 246.
Well, Michael had the choice, and he decided to, he elected to have Carl open, and that was the first ball, first frame.
Indeed, Bill, the first shot, often the hardest for a lot of the bowlers here, particularly under this pressure. It is grand final time. There's a lot of money and a lot of credibility riding on this. And that's a good start for Carl.
So this is the grand final. I guess on those terms, it is different to any other game or any other game throughout the tournament. Interesting to see how both players handle. There's, I guess, a new pressure. And nice solid start for Carl Bottomley. Closes out with a spare. And Sue, what about Michael, the youngest in the Coke Classic? A different pressure here for him?
Well, we've seen him over weeks gone by. He's basically been, I guess you could say, the Iceman. He appears so cool on the lanes. He's so composed, and he's just performed brilliantly to date.
In fact, he has a current...
What a start for the young fellow. Strike.
He'll be happy with that. I was saying he's got a current tournament average in the Coke Classic of 215 to this point.
I mean, there is 2 ways he can really look at this. I mean, he can look and say, well, I can go for broke here. I've got nothing to lose. You know, Carl's the one that's basically been the leader, so to speak, at this point with the high averages and the high games. So he could either be going for broke and say, I've got nothing to lose, or he can be saying, this win can be mine just as much as it can be Carl's, and I'm going for it.
Well, Michael looking for back-to-back strikes, and he nails it. A super start for him.
So the thing I like about Michael's game and his composure is that he hasn't changed. He hasn't budged an inch week after week after week. He just gets up there and goes about the business of knocking down those 10 pins.
Yeah, like everybody has their own way of dealing with the pressure and dealing with when they bowl good shots. Some people like to jump around and really express themselves. For others, it's probably better to stay within themselves, stay more composed, which is obviously what Michael is choosing to do. And full credit to him, he's got 2 strikes on the board at the moment.
Here's Carl Bottomley now, the 28-year-old from Regent's Park, Queensland. Strike action all the way for Carl, and have a listen to the crowd. This is, I guess we should point out, an all Queensland finals. close for Carl.
He likes it. Solid shot, Sue, wasn't it?
That was a nice shot there from Carl. See on the replay, nice balance at the foul line, through the shot. He actually liked the shot, and I think it may be a little bit unfortunate just to leave the 10 pin.
We've seen Carl, so a lot of his matches, he's really blown his opponents away. We've seen some very long strings of strikes, 7 and 8, as he closes out with a very good spare. Whereas, by contrast, I guess, Michael, we've seen him have a couple of really close games, a couple of one-pin wins.
Come on, come on.
Oh, will it go?
Teetering.
Will it go? It's going to stay.
And it looks like that bonus, that $5,000 bonus for the perfect game, has managed to evade yet another tournament in the Coca-Cola Classic.
Yes, but of course, both Carl and Michael today, after that first prize of $3,000 cash to take out our grand final, and of course an all expenses paid trip to the High Roller International Roll-Off, and that's in Las Vegas.
Here's Michael now. Well, could that be a costly miss? We'll find out when we come back after the break.
Though she was world champion. So what? Let's show her who she's taking on today.
Bowling is fun for all ages, and bowling in a team is a great way to polish your game. Each week you get together for some friendly competition and some fun. And you get to take on the 10 pins.
Join a team and take on the 10 pins. Sign on today at a bowling centre near you.
Grand final of the Coca-Cola 10-pin Classic. And at this stage, it is a classic between two very, very impressive players, Carl Bottomley and Michael Little. That's Michael coming up now to start the fourth frame. And what better way to start than by knocking all of the pins into the back of that pit.
Now, that's the sort of shot that Michael would be after. He unfortunately opened the frame before, but he's come back with a solid strike. And from that, he can build and hopefully go on to another one.
Well, he doesn't like that. It swung right around, but he's had a few of those throughout the tournament. And one in the grand final, why not?
You'll see on our replay here, Carl throws everything he's got into this shot. Hold the line, he says. And he gets a mix at the end.
Might be worth mentioning now that Carl's also 3 pins in front, and he's got a chance to double here coming into the 5th frame. And of Carl's 4 games on TV, that's 48 frames in total he's bowled. Out of those 48 frames, he has managed to build up 33 strikes out of those 48 frames. So that's excellent bowling.
Yes, it's been a phenomenal exhibition from Carl Bottomley. He is now start of the 5th frame.
Come on!
In the grand final, nailed another one. And, well, normally that would have been a contender for our Cool Fire Magic moment, but that one, of course, is going to be announced later on after this final, so not in contention, but gee whiz, shaping as a great grand final.
It is, Bill, and of course Michael working on a double now. He knows he's got to keep the pressure on Carl.
Come on, come on.
That's how you do it. Yep. Look at those scores. They're tight together. Only 3 pins the difference, and that's in favour of Carl. But that could all change very shortly as well.
What we're seeing here today is a fine example of 10-pin bowling. Both of our bowlers have had nothing but 9s and strikes. It's excellent.
Yes, Michael currently trailing by 3, but that won't be for too much longer. This for a turkey, 3 successive strikes. He's got it.
Oh, what a shot there.
I do believe we actually saw a hint of some emotion there.
Just go to say, it's the first time.
On our replay coming up here, you'll see,
I hope we can see it.
the 7-pin. I think it's 7. Anyway, one of them just takes out that 4-pin from behind.
We missed that little expression of a little bit of a smile then.
Here's confirmation. I did see it as well too.
Well, this is what it's all about. 10-pin bowling at its finest from Carl Bottomley from Queensland, and of course Michael Little, also of Queensland.
Yeah, this is one great match. We've got Carl up now, and he's on his 6th frame, and he's going for his 3rd strike in a row.
Just the 10 pin remaining. And he's a real character, Carl. He's always wanders back with a bit of a smile on the face, but as we've seen, he's very, very cool under pressure. Didn't bowl in last year's Coca Classic. He was away at the World Cup where he finished third, and he just takes that one out for a nice spare. And he trails just by 8 as we take a short break.
There wouldn't be a bowler alive who hasn't occasionally bowled a ball into the gutter. And it's not a lot of fun, I can tell you. Actually, that used to cause problems when the family went bowling. Some of the younger kids used to put a lot of balls into the gutter and miss out on the fun. But modern bowling has changed that for the better. Let me show you what I mean. Most bowling centres in Australia now have lanes fitted with these gutter guards or bumpers. These 2 long bumpers move like this to cover the gutters. So now, almost any ball that would have gone down the gutter is bumped back out to hit the pins. Bumper bowling keeps the pins flying, so it keeps the whole family having fun. Most lanes around Australia now have bumpers fitted. So if you want to make sure the whole family has fun next time you go bowling, ask for a bumper bowling lane when you book.
We're back with the grand final of the Coca-Cola Tenpin Classic. What a head-to-head showdown we have. Fitting a grand final. Carl Bottomley on the lane. And just didn't quite go where he wanted it.
Come on, through it.
I think he'd be pretty happy with that shot. It could have ended up with a worse result than what he actually did. Here and there, go through the shot.
That's right.
Pulled up straight off instead of coming through the ball, getting the ball out on the lane and going through the shot.
But I guess a lot of our power players of today, like our 2 young men here, they generate that extra revolution or 2, and that often picks up that last pin that makes it a bit easier.
Good close out from Carl Bottomley.
Fine spare, he'll be happy.
I'll tell you what, that looks all right. That's there. That's home. 4 successive strikes for Michael Little. 6 in 7 frames.
It's just pure power, that ball, isn't it? He just gets it. I mean, look at the expression on his face. Total domination. He's got a 20-point lead over Carl at the moment. Coming into the 8th frame, and he's going for his 5th strike in a row here.
Oh, that's good as well. Well, he's on fire. Can't do a thing wrong at the moment, Michael Little.
Well, Michael Little, of course, a Brisbane Invitational Masters winner in 1995, 96 and 97. For 18 years of age, Sue, he's showing great composure here through the Coca-Cola Classic.
He's showing unbelievable composure, actually. This was his first event, basically, in a major adult tournament, and he's really done himself proud.
Oh, you little ripper. Carl Bottomley hits back with a strike of his own. Stick with us. We'll come back for the closing stages of the Coca-Cola Tenpin Classic Grand Final very soon. Trails by 30. There's the man that leads the Coca-Cola Classic Grand Final. Steely face, with determination on the face. 18-year-old Michael Little. That's Carl Bottomley on the approach. This the start of the 9th frame, looking for a strike. Oh, that's not what he wanted.
I think if we look at that, it looked like the speed was maybe a little bit down.
A bit down, yes. The ball just biting in the back end and going through the nose.
Yeah, we heard Carl say sit, but obviously once the ball's left the hand and they're throwing such a strong shot, it's just going to keep hooking.
Only cleans up the 2 on the left-hand side. Some good sportsmanship too here between our 2 competitors.
And the Coca-Cola Classic, it's there for the taking for Michael.
We've got Michael coming up in the 9th frame, and this can create his 6th strike in a row if he can get this one. This young lad has got a giant future in 10-pin bowling.
I think that's another one, no?
Just
Well, Michael hasn't had too much luck, really, when it comes to pinfall so far in the tournament. He's been solid in the pocket, but he got away with that one, as we see on our replay here.
Just a little bit line into the pocket. Could have left one of those infamous 210 leads that we've seen so often left in the Coke Classic.
Michael, of course, recorded the 5th highest average over the Rockaway competition, which is the Australian domestic competition, and he cleans out for the spare, so yeah, a very, very big future ahead for him. Being ranked 5th highest.
Yes, at only 18 years of old, and he made the Queensland adult state team, so that is certainly exceptional bowling for Michael. And like I said, youth bowling in Australia, as long as Michael's there, it's got a great future ahead of it.
Well, he's now up for his 10th frame, and at this point in the match, he has a 33-pin lead over Carl.
There he goes. So that looks on the money again. Oh, perfect. What a line this young fellow's bowling.
Just a magnificent performance today.
His current high game to date in the tournament has been a 244, and if he can manage 2 more strikes in the 10th frame, he's going to go past that, and he's going to finish with a very nice 246 game.
So, Michael Little, we're witnessing history in the making here. He will go on to become the youngest ever to win the Coca-Cola 10-pin Classic. Oh, another one. He just can't do a thing wrong.
That was a fine shot. Magnificent strike there to bring up his double in the 10th frame.
I think if we can manage 10 more pins knocked down on this last shot, the folks at home, the folks in the crowd might even be shown a little bit of a smile.
Well, he was 3rd in the Junior Coca-Cola Classic of 96, 97. The Queensland State Senior Team in 97.
Oh, excellent.
A remarkable performance here in the Coca-Cola 10-pin Classic.
But of course, we still have Carl to finish off his 10th frame.
Yes.
The pressure's off. I'm sure Carl will have a bit of fun here.
And it's good to see he still has a smile on the face, Carl Bottomley. It really has been fun watching him bowl right throughout this tournament. But I'm sure he would be disappointed. He did have the highest score for the Coke Classic, a 278, and the highest average, 246. Phenomenal effort. We've seen great sportsmanship right throughout the Classic as Carl looks for another strike. Not on this occasion, but we do remember back a little while ago when he had that great run of strikes. 11 in the one game and the one spare frame. That was in 12 balls. Certainly a memorable moment for this Classic. And there's the man of the moment, though, Michael Little, the Queenslander. He's sitting in the box seat as Carl Bottomley now bowls out, closes the frame, and that is the end of the grand final. And it's congratulations to Michael Little, the 18-year-old bachelor of business, who becomes the youngest ever winner of the Coca-Cola 10-pin Classic. And what a convincing win it was in the grand final, 246 pins to 193. And what a fitting climax to the Coca-Cola 10-pin Classic. It's time now to make the presentations, and for the first of those, it's over to Glenn McFarlane for the Cool Foam Magic Moment. What have we got?
Well, thank you, Bill. And our magic moment goes to Stephen Best. Stephen, in one of your earlier games, you had a 7 split. You left the 6, the 7 and the 10 pin, and you picked it up. Congratulations on behalf of Cool Foam. That earns you a $1,000 prize. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, a fitting winner of our Cool Foam Magic Moment. Now on to the presentations from the grand final, and it gives me a great deal of pleasure to invite Mr. Lyle Sheehan, the Queensland Accounts Manager from Coca-Cola Amatil, to make the presentation today to our runner-up in the grand final, and that, of course, is Carl Bottomley. A magnificent performance. Over to you, Lyle.
Thank you, Bill. Carl, congratulations on being the runner-up of the Coca-Cola Classic for 1997. Job well done. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, magnificent from Carl. He entertained us right throughout the Classic. And we now call on Lyle to make the presentation to our Coca-Cola 10-pin champion, the youngest in the history of the event. And it's a magnificent trophy, perpetual trophy, and $3,000 in cash, and the invitational 10-pin Classic in Las Vegas, which carries more than $1 million in prize money. And, of course, that is Michael Little.
Thanks, Bill. Well, well done, Michael. I'm being the winner of the Coca-Cola Classic for 1997. A job well done. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Congratulations again to our champion, Michael Little. And Glenn, that brings us to the end of a fantastic Coca-Cola 10-pin Classic.
Well, it does, Bill. It's been a great tournament. In fact, we've seen some of the highest scores ever in the Coke Classic, and let's hope that it continues next time.
Yes, it's been a wonderful tournament. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. Until next time, bye for now.